Shalom Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Yehovah Lekdakim that are out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, coming at you again with in the news updates from this week that I believe, just some of the couple news articles that I could grab that I'm going to go through a Google search with you so that you can see that all these are in fact happening, and I have the list on paper, but I'm going to go through the Google with you on here. But the first one that I actually screenshotted from another article is a new law that's going into Canada, talking about wanting to ban open public speaking when you say scriptures or talk about sin, which is the LGBT community. We know for sure one of their main hate speech points. But this is proposed Canadian law could see Christians jailed for quoting the Bible. If the Bible, Quebecois Bill C-367 passes, religious exemptions under the hate speech, quote, section of the criminal code would be removed, which could see Christians arrested for quoting scripture or publicly voicing opposition to sin. And whenever they say Christians, whenever they say the churchgoers, whenever they say the conservatives, they're really after the prophets, because only the prophets from the elders and apostles on down, teaching this doctrine the correct way, are the only ones that they're really after to stop the word, because they didn't have a problem with the Bible. They didn't have a problem with "In God We Trust." They didn't have a problem with all the years of the evangelical Christians knocking on people's doors, yelling at the top of their, the Baptists, yelling at the top of their lungs in the streets, on people passing by. We've dealt with them at camp on the outside, passing by, calling us all demons and devils and stuff like that. They had no problem with that. But now when the Hebrew Israelites and the truth comes about, the so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans, now is a problem. So that's what this devil is pushing just furthermore. Either way, the Lord is going to take care of those brothers that are in Canada, because there's a GMS Toronto camp. So either way, the brothers are going to be taken care of. So that's one thing, and I want to get to a lot of these scriptures, but that is going into the famine of the word. This is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord Yahweh. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. Because the prophets are going to be off the street. Internet censorship is going to be at an all-time high, especially in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. There's going to be no posting. If you even post a lot, if you even randomly comes across your page and you like a Hebrew Israelite post, man, they coming after your ass. This is going to be worse than being a terrorist if you want to have this truth or have a Bible in your hands. So there's a big fire in Texas fire 2024. Let's see what pops up. Organizations work to assist dozens of families displaced by Texas wildfires. And we understand that is about. Is it direct energy weapons that they're having videos surface, of them catching these straight laser beams, green laser beams coming out of nowhere, just panning whole fields, So look at deadly Texas wildfire torches 1 million acres, the largest blaze in state history. So when it started, I remember a couple days ago, it was the second largest. Now it is the number one largest fire. So far, 2 dead in Panhandle, because there was a group of towns that got caught in between 2 points of the fires where they're surrounded. So, that is the Lord visiting the earth, with a fire and tempest. So, that mirth is gone, man. So, the president of Salvador said a quote that I'm going to pull up right here. right here. It says El Salvador's president says dollar will fall and Western civilization with it. This is 5 days ago. Now, the BRICS perspective has been echoed by El Salvador. President Nayib Bukele, who said the U.S. dollar will collapse. Indeed, Bukele spoke at the CPAC in the U.S. and did not hold back his perspective on the American economy. Man, so he was in America telling them they're... I didn't know he was inside America. But hey, that's crazy, man. You know, and that's just going to show you that these nations are telling them straight up. You know, the weak are saying that they are strong. They know that the U.S. dollar is collapsed. And why are they talking about the BRICS? You know, why are they talking about the BRICS perspective right here? Because the BRICS is an intergovernmental organization comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Korea, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates. And the BRICS dollars are every 55 every 55 BRIC dollar is equivalent to $1 US. Salakia. I had that backwards. Every one BRICS dollar is equivalent to 55 US dollars because the BRICS dollar is backed behind a gold standard and the US dollar is slowly leaking, getting bullet holes all over it, about to die, man. You know? So this place is, all these other nations are positioning themselves in other economical alliances so that when the shit does hit the fan with the US dollar, they already have something set up and a trade agreement so that their countries can still get oil, resources, etc. You know, and Iran and United Arab Emirates are one of the main oil producing countries in the world. So they don't need the US, which doesn't produce really anything. They're just a consumer. You know, so even, like I said, these nations are stepping up. There's, let's talk about the billionaires building bunkers. Let's start at 2023. Let's pull up this article, Daily Mail. It says, what do they know? World's billionaires are building bunkers and assembling fortresses outside their mansions. You know, I seen this one video that there was a flaming moat that some millionaire put around his whole mansion. It was a moat that he could set on fire, you know, to stop marauders. You know, but this is just going to talk about since Zuckerberg started his Hawaii, you know, bunker project, you know, but this is going into, you know, how catastrophic it is going to be, you know, and a lot of these people are worried, you know, and there's been no, an influx of gold buying since, the cyber attack happened, you know, so people are seeing things happen and they're starting to get nervous. But let me read this a little bit more of this article. Start right here. This is doomsday prepping used to be seen as a hobby relegated to the paranoid fringe. But ordinary Americans spent a staggering $11 billion on survival items just last year from April 2022 to April 2023. About a third of the U.S. citizens admit to prepping. Surveys show, but few have the resources. Today's billionaires, bunker builders, have to devote to their own shelters, you know. So going into it, you know, this point being made that these devils are getting scared with what's going on, you know, and they're gonna try to run into their dens, but guess what? The elect men are gonna pull their ass out. This is Revelation 6:14. This is, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, going into, you know, the elite, their workers, their soldiers, their security, their people that maintain their facilities, you know, the people that are free, the people that are enslaved down there as well. You know, all of them, it takes a lot of manpower to run these deep underground military bases, and they're everywhere. And it's going to take time when the elect get those powers to grab them out of those fucking bunkers. But it's going to be fun too. Especially with those new bodies, you link up with a couple brothers. All right, let's roll on the fucking Sweden foothills right now. You know, we're just boom, 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 bunker busting these Edomites and pulling them out, man. Verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb being Yahweh Shai, being the number one ultimate Judite that's going to come and get his licks in first, man. Because Yahweh Shai said his garments are going to be dripping blood, man. Like someone treading in a wine press. Verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? No one. Because this whole earth is going to shake to and from like a drunkard. This is Jeremiah 16:16, since we're on the point of these bunkers. This is, for behold, Salakia, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord. And that's what we're doing right now, on the highways and byways and these video epistles to the world, putting on the internet. And they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. That's what I was talking about with the elect men, with the spiritual powers, ripping these crusty ass, pasty ass, leprous ass skin Edomites out they fucking bunkers, man. And we can be getting busy, man, slapping chains on them, laughing while we're doing it. Taking bodies by the ankles and slamming them against rocks, man. We can get busy out here, all through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in righteousness. Thus saith the Bible, man. Ultimately, we got to wait on those spiritual powers, those new bodies. There's nothing we can do in this weak flesh, this weak terrestrial bodies, that we're subject to. These chains of darkness, this bodies full of sin, man. We can't do nothing for ourselves in that superhuman, God status until we defeat, this flesh first. And that is going to come through the hour of temptation and the Lord testing every man, like scriptures say, every man's work will be tested, whether it's stubble, whether it's wood, whether it's stone, whether it's gold, every man's going to get put through the thing. So, don't let any man take your crown. Don't take the charagma. Don't take the MOTV 666. Stay away, man. The number of man, you have to understand what that is. You have to understand what that symbolizes. It's not a spiritual thing. It is a physical thing that they are going to stick inside you to make you part of that transhumanism agenda, to have you linked in to the Internet of Things so they can know what you think, know how many times you take a piss every day, know when you with your woman, know where you go, know your heartbeats, know when you're scared, know when you're thirsty, everything, man. This devil wants you in a prison planet more than what we already are in. So that's why ultimately this devil is going to be taken out. And these news articles and these things that are happening around the world are just more of a telltale sign of this devil's society collapsing. So these are just, signs of the times. Stay circumspect, Akia. Lord willing that this lesson was edifying to the elect. Till next time.